When my daughter was growing up, we would go to a restaurant in Harlem called Sylvia's, one of the great family-style restaurants in that neighborhood. And she loved the sweet potato pie, but when she grew up, she found that the pie was a little bit too sweet for her taste. So she adapted the recipe, eliminated the pecans, but she really didn't care for either, and cut down the sweetness and came up with this delicious recipe for sweet potato pie. These are so good when they're roasted at 400 degrees, and there's 4 medium sweet potatoes. Now you can use an old-fashioned potato masher like this, and a few little lumps of texture. It's actually very good. And despite its name, the sweet potato is not related to the potato that we fry, the potato that we mash for mashed potatoes. It belongs to the morning glory family. And don't confuse the sweet potato with the yam. Some people might call this yam pie, but yams are actually starchier and less flavorful than sweet potatoes. So here we have our mashed sweet potato. You could serve this as a vegetable. Heat this up. A lot of vitamin A, a lot of vitamin C. You could just melt some butter on it. I know a lot of people would love that as mashed sweet potatoes. And now we need 3 large eggs. You can just break them right into a bowl. 1/3 cup of sugar to our eggs. 1 teaspoon of freshly grated lemon zest, and we've already grated it. It's real important, that lemon zest is so good. 3/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, and some freshly grated nutmeg. And the nutmegs grate so easily on these rasps, these wonderful graters, the grate-to-graters we call them. There. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we can whisk that up with 1½ cups of light cream. And mix this all until it is well beaten. Stir it right into the sweet potato mixture. And the last thing that we add to this, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter that have been melted and cooled. Here's our filling. We have a crust that's been pre-baked. It's a 9-inch crust, and it's a beautiful flaky crust. You can tell that it's done by looking at the bottom. A well-made crust, you can pick it up like that if you have baked it correctly. And it's called blind baking because you've weighted it down and baked it before you put the filling into it. So here is our sweet potato filling. So smooth this out. The pie crust, which is the perfect pie crust. Oh, by the way, the whole recipe is in my Pies and Tarts book, and this will be on the website at marthastewart.com. So, and the pie crust and the pie look just like that. Sort of a little retro picture with my grandmother's lovely Fiesta ware right there and the Bakelite radio. So here it goes into the oven at 400 degrees and bake until the tip of a knife comes out clean. It takes about 45 to 50 minutes. And if you notice that the crust gets a little bit too dark, well, just turn the oven down a little bit, maybe to 375, 350. And let it cool before you eat it. When it comes out, this is what it looks like. And you can see that we've tested the top. See that little crack right there? Sometimes a pie naturally cracks too. This is cooled. You have to let it cool before you slice it, just so that you'll get perfect wedges. I think this is just delectable. Wouldn't you be happy to be served a piece of pie like that anytime? And a dollop of whipped cream right on top. Sweet potato pie is dense but not too sweet, just the way my daughter Alexis loves it.